Okay, so first step you have to do when graphing your parabola is you have to graph it, of course. So you want to come to your calculator, you want to come and you want to go to your y equals. You want to put the function into the y equals, so we've already done that. Then you want to come over here and you want to hit graph. So we've already graphed it, but when you're graphing, it does not have to look exactly how it looks on the calculator. You just want to get a close estimate to how it looks. So which is why it looks like that. So then the second step you want to do is to figure out if your parabola opens up or opens down. So to figure this out, you go back to your graph, you look at how it's graphed, and if, of course this one's pointing up, so that means our parabola opens up. But if it was pointing down, your parabola would open downward. So our parabola opens up. Okay. And now Alexander's going to show you how to find the axis of symmetry and the vertex. Okay.
Okay, so the axis of symmetry, if you want to find that, you have to remember this formula. Negative b divided by 2a. And so to find that, we simply have to go back here to y equals. And we find our b is 8, so negative 8 divided by x, 2x, which is simply 1. And it's 1, so that basically negative 8 divided by 2 is equal to negative 4. And that's the first part in finding the vertex. Now, to find the vertex, you just simply have to plug negative 4 into the x squared and the 8x. In this case, so negative 4 squared would be 16, and plus 8 times negative 4 would be negative 32, and plus 15, because the 15 doesn't really do anything, and you simply get a negative 1. So the vertex is negative 4 to negative 1.
And in the axis of symmetry, this is x equals negative 4, which is why when he went to find the vertex, he plugged negative 4 back in to the x squared and the 8x. Okay, Alexander is going to show you how to find the zeros of your parabola.
So the first thing you have to know when you're finding your zeros is this formula. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared, or minus 4 AC, and divided by 2a. So for those that just tuned in, I'm going to write the equation down again, so we can get a good refresher. And now we have our numbers that we need. So b is 8, so that'd be negative 8 plus or minus square root of 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times 15 divided by 2 times 1. So we put them all together. And the square root of 8 being 64 is the same as 8 times 8 minus 60, because 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 times 15 is 60. So divide, and then 2 times 1 is 2 naturally. So negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 4 plus 2, and we can simply simplify that to 2 divided by 2. So basically, so negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6 divided by 2 equals 3. And then minus 2, that would be negative 10 divided by 2, which is equal to 5. So our zeros, as you can see,
Equal
are
to negative 5.
And
negative 3 and negative 5.
So negative 3 and negative 5. Thank you, Brendon. Thank you, Brendon.
Those are your zeros, negative 3 and negative 5. Okay, so now we're going to find the y-intercept for the 6th step of the 9 steps that you have to do. So you want to come on your calculator, you want to press the y equals, and you're going to get your equation again. And you want to go to your graph, and you want to press this button until you get a cursor. Bring your cursor over so you see it. Then you hit trace, and it tells us our y-intercept, our x equals 0, and our y is equal to 15.
Good.
Alright, so to find your reflection, you want to graph out your parabola. So our parabola looks like this. So our vertex is negative 4. So you want to go right in the middle, and you want to count over 4 dashes, which will bring you to the vertex. If you go over 4 more, That means that we would, if this is -4 right here, that means that we would land on -8 over here because we went 4 more over. So, our vertex, our reflection would be -8, 14. Go.
Okay. Finding the domain and range is the next step in our process. In order to find the domain, all you have to do is, well, basically, normally the domain is all real numbers, so that takes care of the first step. So you could basically put it like that. And as for the range, we brought up the graph again. And as you can see here, our lowest point is about -1. And so you can infer instantly that, and then all these y values up here, you just simply say that y is greater than or equal to -1. And now for our last part. Alright. This part where it opens up. Where it's up and where it's down.
Whether your graph, where it shows that it's positive or it's negative.
Okay. In other words, positive or negative. If so, we're going to redraw the graph again. Again, this is not to scale. This is not to scale, so ignore the crude design. Thank you. Anyways.
So
okay, so naturally. Oh, sorry. Go on.
So we'll use stars to determine where the graph is positive, and we'll use circles to determine where it's negative.
Alright. So usually these 2 points on the graph, excuse me. Like these two points on the graph are up. So therefore, this is where the graph opens up. And since it goes all the way down here, this is where the function is negative. And that's all, folks.